Hey everybody, this is Andrew from KiteArmy, and today is the big day. I've been teasing this video for so long, and it's finally here. I have 8 of the most powerful cordless blowers that you can buy. They go all the way from 40 volts all the way up to 80 volts. I am a one-man Consumer Reports. So today we're gonna do what I like to call the beach ball blower bonanza. So let's go through the lineup. The first one is the Greenworks. It's a 60 volt 2.5 amp blower. It's rated at 540 CFM and 140 miles per hour. It's the $199 price point, which amongst this field seems to be the sweet spot. Let's move on. Here's the Worx blowers. I really like this blower for the construction. It's really a solid build. It's a 56 volt 2 amp. So the amperage is on the lower side. It's rated at 465 CFM, 125 miles per hour. Now this is the lightest blower in the field at 7.8 pounds. And again, it's at that sweet spot, 199. Moving along, the Echo, a world famous brand here, 58 volts, 2 amp, 550 CFM. So on the high side on the CFM, 145 miles per hour. It weighs in at 8 pounds. And of course, the price is a little higher, $229. Now this is one of my favorite blowers in the lineup here. It's because it's got the largest battery and supposedly is rated the highest CFM and miles per hour. It's a 56 volt battery, but a 5 amp, okay? It's rated at 575 CFM, 142, 9.5 pounds. Not bad considering the size of this huge battery. And of course, the price is reflective of how great this product is, $349. Moving along, Ryobi. This is your price point blower. It sells at $149. They cut a little bit out of this blower. It's not a brushless. It's the only blower up here that does not have a brushless motor in it. It's a 40 volt 30 amp, 480 CFM, 110 miles per hour. And given how small the battery is, it's sort of heavy at 10 pounds. So that's the trade-off here. You pay the lower price, but there's some features that aren't built into this blower that every other blower in this field has. Keep on coming. Now this is the second Ego. You might say, why do we have a second Ego? It's because Ego has a platform where they have multiple batteries. None of the other platforms have that option. So here's the second Ego. This is the 56 volt 2.5 amp. The other one I showed you was a 56 volt 5 amp. This one's a little lower in its rating, 530 CFM, 110 miles per hour. 7.2 pounds, so it's a light blower given the size of the battery and stuff. And this is, again, is in the sweet spot. So if you're looking for the most affordable, the $200 range gives you lots of options here. Let's go along. Kobolt. This is a really interesting blower because this is the only blower that's an 80 volt. Now it's 80 volt, but it's only 2.0 amps. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out in the test here. It's a 500 CFM, 125 miles per hour, 9 pounds, not too bad, but it's got a decent price at $200. And the last one in the field, which is my least favorite based on the way it's built, it looks like a traditional gas-powered blower. It's a 40 volt 4 amp, rated at 400 CFM, 120 miles per hour, 10.5 pounds. That means it's the heaviest and it's got the smallest battery and it's kind of expensive. I think you're paying for the name in this case and not necessarily the product. So it's time to see how this goes down. Let me tell you, for all the skeptics out there, every battery has been charged. Each one of the beach balls is equally weighted. I've made sure there's lots of air around each blower, so there won't be any complaints about having limited airflow. I think it's time to get this challenge on and see how these blowers perform. Months of prep work, and I've finally got to the point where we're gonna do the test. So let's get ready to rumble. Here we go.
Must a man walk down before you call him the man? How many seas must a
Nice peaceful day in the neighborhood. Let's have the ball.
leaves in the sand? Yes, and how many times must a cannonball fly before they're forever banned?
Too much power.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes, and how many years can a mountain exist before it is washed
The Ego
to the sea?
56 volt 5 amp is over 4 feet.
How many years can something
You can see why the Ryobi is only $149. It's at about 1.5 feet.
Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't
You can see what's happening. Most of the blowers have steadied out now. The one that still looks like a champion is the Ego 56 volt 5 amp. The 2.5 amp is right behind it. The test continues. Okay guys, we're only at 2 minutes of this test. Give or take a little bit. Let's see how things go.
Sometimes must a man look up before he can see the sky? Yes, and
Let's see that toy my neighbor calls a blower. Come on up here. I think it's time to get my neighbor a new blower. What do you think? Now get out of here.
that too many people have died. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
The Echo just died in just a little under 5 minutes. That's pretty premature if you ask me. Worx just died in 6 minutes. Another one bites the dust. The Ego 56 volt 2.5 amp just went down at around 6 minutes as well. We're down to 5 blowers. Up. Make that 4 blowers. Up. Make that 3 blowers.
This place about to blow.
Okay, so we're down to the real contenders now. I've got 5 blowers still running. The Ryobi has been puttering along for the last 9 minutes, but it's still in the game. The Ego 56 volt 5 amp, by far the strongest through the whole test, but it ain't over yet. My Kobolt 80 volt 2 amp just gave up the ghost. Down to 3. The Ego's still pushing over 4 feet. Higher than almost any other blower, even at the beginning of this competition. We just passed the 10-minute mark. And then there were 2. We're down to the DeWalt and the Ego. The DeWalt, I gotta give it to it. It was never the most powerful, but it's hung in there. We're at the 12-minute mark. The Ego showing no sign of slowing down. Let's see this thing through. Well, I couldn't have timed that better. We're at the 13-minute mark. We just lost the DeWalt, and shortly after, we lost the Ego. I can't tell you how happy I am that I finally got to do that video. I've been working for months collecting all these blowers. I'm like a one-man Consumer Reports. So let me give you the summary of what I think we saw today. Bottom line is I was shocked at how quickly the Echo gave up. It was at like the 5 or 6 minute mark. So it doesn't matter how powerful it is if it can't go the distance. I was shocked to see that. In the mid-range $199 blowers, they all did reasonably well. In my opinion, I was pretty impressed with the Greenworks. It ran the longest of the $199 options. The construction of that is a little light, so there are some other options in that field you might want to look at. Now, I think the winner, and this is reflected in the price, of course, is the Ego 56 volt 5 amp. It's $349, so if you've got a big yard and you want to continue without cycling through battery charges, that's probably your option. If you've got a small yard, there are some other great blowers in this lineup. Check out the video again to see which one might work for you. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this video. That's it for now. My name's Andrew. I'm from KiteArmy. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of other blowers you can check out when I do one-offs, and check that content out, and I'll see you all around real soon.